In the first Exodus, they will be brought out of the bondage of affliction. It says that they shall serve and be afflicted 400 years. As a result of their affliction, they became a great multitude, and that nation whom they serve shall be judged. And as a result, the children shall break out with great substance. Now, the word for substance here, the word rechush, which means great possessions, that is reparations, payment for their labor, something acquired through promise or by Yahuwah's blessings as something treasured or stored up. The Egyptians gave it to them because it was owed to them. In the fourth generation, Abram's seed would return after the fullness of the iniquity of the Amorite. And that's why he says when he's destroying them, I am visiting the iniquity of the children upon the fourth generation. Noah is the first generation, Ham is the second generation, Canaan is the third generation, Amor is the fourth generation. But there's also something else in the third generation, which is a curse upon Canaan. It was because of the guilt or the sin of the father that Canaan bore his guilt. Yahuwah himself says, I do visit the iniquity thereof, that the men of the land had defiled it and were spewed out, vomited out. Amos chapter 2 verse 9, it says, it was I who destroyed the Amorites before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars and who was as strong as the oaks. I destroyed his fruit above and his roots beneath. Now, we know that there was an incident that took place with Ham, and there was a curse that was placed on Canaan. Not only did this line maintain the genetic, phenotypical manifestations of the pre-Diluvian giants, such as 6 fingers, 6 digits, they also proliferated the exploitation of all sorts of abominations. In Genesis 15 through 16, he says, in the time of the fourth generation, your seed shall shub, return to this land and execute judgment against the third, Canaan, and the fourth generation, Amor. Well, that iniquity of the Amorites is the word salem avon, which means to be complete, to be full. Avon means iniquity. However, a stronger word than iniquity, pointing out the guilt that accompanies an offense, one that has gone without consequence. Thus, the fullness in some cases would be the time appointed for judgment. So he says to Abraham, for now, the guilt of the Amorite is not yet come to completion, so that he may bear its judgment. Leviticus 5:17 says that there is a time to sow and a time to reap. So the sin that was sown in Ham would be reaped in Canaan under the curse, as well as in the fourth generation of the Amorites, because they had defiled the land.